If you're a salesperson and you want to get better at sales process and you spend a lot of time pitching on Zooms or Microsoft Team or Google or whatever you're pitching on, and you occasionally pitch with other team members, here is the meeting assistant. During COVID, two or three of us would be presenting to clients, and we realized we just needed a way of getting on the same page. So we created Google Doc and shared it. And here's what we do with it. So I think it helps, like salespeople who maybe need more process. It really helps them come up with a better pitch because they think about the pitch before it starts. So this is how it works. Quick Google table, Google Sheet, Google table. We call it the meeting assistant. Is how it works. I always tend to put some color in it. Often put the logo of the company on it. Not that they're ever going to see it, but I use their colors. So I just start to pattern it out, and it just makes sense for me and my colleagues when we're getting ready for a pitch. In the top left, you've got the topic, what you're going to talk about, what you're going to say, who's going to say it. So you can see as the meeting starts to take shape, everyone knows what they're going to be doing and what they're going to be saying. First thing we think about going into a meeting is strategic rapport. What's one topic we can say that we know they're going to react to? It's maybe a favorite subject, maybe it's something they said in their last meeting, a party they attended, a vacation they had. So whatever it is that you know you're going to get them talking immediately, that's strategic rapport. So we always think about that. What's our first question coming out of it? What's the agenda for the meeting? How are we going to transition from the agenda? Are we going to go into our positioning statement or credibility statement, or are we going to go to discovery? That's obviously a choice you're going to make, and then probably go into presentation. But you can see how it gradually builds up, and everyone who's involved in the meeting can start to add their talking points. And when I'm on a Zoom meeting or a Google or a Teams meeting, I have half the screen will be the meeting assistant. Half the screen will be the attendees of the meeting. Now you can see it's starting to take shape. I've got my strategic rapport in there. How was your anniversary weekend in New York City? The purpose of the meeting. Normally 3 or 4 things on the agenda. The purpose obviously has a benefit to them. So I want to make sure they understand the benefit to them. And I definitely want to ask the input question. What else do you want to make sure we talk about today? And I'm going to drill into that a lot. What else do you want to make sure we talk about today is probably the most useful question I've ever asked. And I just keep asking at the start of an agenda to make sure that we're talking about what they want to talk about. So really, really useful. I think about how we're going to transition into whatever I'm going to talk about, and maybe positioning statement. And from the positioning statement, I'm going to transition to discovery. You'll see I'll start to think about the questions I want to ask the customer, and then into presentation. What am I going to say in the presentation? So that's it. It's pretty simple. I think if you want to get better at sales process, if you want to look a bit smoother with all the people that you work with, and so that everyone knows exactly who's going to say what when, create a meeting assistant. It's in Google. You can easily make it, and you can easily share it with everyone you work with. So good luck.